Hello everyone, thank you for joining me again. Today I want to invite you to join me for a cocktail and some nibbles out in the garden. We're going to make 2 baked appetizers plus a luxurious but inexpensive charcuterie board. And one of the items I need for the charcuterie board is the basil pesto that you and I made a couple of weeks ago and that we froze. Let me fetch it from the freezer. Now, I should have brought this out of my freezer last night and let it thaw in the refrigerator, but I forgot. So I have a bowl of cold water here, and this pesto will thaw in about 3 hours. And the first baked appetizer we are going to do is Spinach and Ricotta Puff Pastry Pinwheels. This is from a website called Cozy Cravings. And the first thing we need is a 10-ounce or 283-gram box of frozen spinach, thawed. And I thawed mine in the microwave. And then we need to drain and squeeze the spinach. In you go. Then I want to put this in a towel and squeeze all or nearly all of the moisture out. Look at all of the liquid that came out of that frozen spinach. Although the spinach is already chopped, I'm going to chop it even finer. And I can empty my bowl, put the spinach in the bowl. And to the spinach, we need to add 1 cup or about 220 grams of ricotta cheese. Stir that in. 1 cup or a large handful of shredded mozzarella. A 1/4 cup or a small handful of grated Parmesan. One teaspoon of garlic powder. One teaspoon of onion powder, not onion salt, just onion powder. A 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, just for a little heat. A teaspoon of salt, although I'm going to add a little less than 1 teaspoon because there's already salt in the mozzarella and the Parmesan. And a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, which sounds like an awful lot of black pepper, so I'm going to add a bit less than that. And give this all a stir. Let me fetch my puff pastry. I need my baking sheet, which is lined with parchment. And here is my puff pastry. This was frozen. Now it is thawed, but still quite cold. This looks like a lot of filling for this sheet of puff pastry, but I'm just following the recipe. We are to spread this out, leaving a 1-inch border at the top and the bottom of the pastry sheet. Now we are to roll this pastry as tightly as possible. The recipe does not say to do this, but I'm going to lightly brush some water at the top of this pastry sheet to encourage it to seal. Then we can cut this crosswise into roughly 1-inch pieces. here we are, 17 pinwheels. Now, I will, of course, link this recipe in the description below. And I'm not going to bake this off yet because what time is it? It's only 11:50 in the morning. So I'm going to cover this and pop it into the refrigerator. This next appetizer is super simple to do, and it's perfect for late summer. We are going to make Zucchini Pizza Bites. And the first thing we need is some pizza sauce. I'm going to make my own from tomato sauce, garlic powder. There are no exact quantities of ingredients in this recipe, if you could even call it a recipe. Then I have some onion powder and some dried oregano. And just stir this together. Yeah, the commercial pizza sauces tend to have sugar in them or corn syrup. I think they are too sweet. I prefer a more savory pizza sauce. Then we need the main ingredient, the zucchini. This zucchini is from the farm store because would you believe the zucchini that you and I planted together died recently. I mean, I was able to harvest quite a few zucchini, but then we had the remnants of Hurricane Debbie blow through my region, and it was the end of the zucchini plants. So I'm cutting this zucchini into, let me measure this, about 1/4 inch slices. Now, I made zucchini bites a couple of weeks ago. And for such simple ingredients, they were unbelievably delicious. I could not stop eating them. They were delicious hot, warm, but I think I preferred them cold. And when they are cold, I mean, you bake them first, but after they cool, you can actually pick them up with your fingers without making a mess. I think that's enough zucchini right now. Let me make some room over here. Once again, baking sheet lined with parchment. And we put all of the zucchini rounds on the baking sheet. Now all we have to do is top each round of zucchini with a small amount of the pizza sauce. Well, I told you these were really easy to make. Now, we simply top them with some shredded mozzarella cheese. And you only need a tiny amount of cheese for each round. So this would make a very healthy after-school snack, or really anytime snack. And I suppose you could add a round of pepperoni if you wanted. I'm going to keep these vegetarian. As with the previous recipe, we do not have to bake this right away. I'm going to cover it and pop it into the refrigerator. I love appetizers that can be made well ahead of time. Zero stress when it comes time to serve. Next is our charcuterie board. Now, I know from experience that you can easily spend $200 on ingredients for a charcuterie board. I'm going to spend a fraction of that by picking up ingredients at Aldi. So please take a drive with me. I should mention that this video is not sponsored by Aldi. I should also mention that hosting friends for drinks and nibbles is a great way to entertain. The food and drinks can all be prepared ahead of time so you can relax and enjoy your friends' company. We are home again. Let me show you what we bought at Aldi for $27.27. So we have this 6-cracker assortment. It's a tremendous number of crackers in this box. We bought prosciutto, a salami collection, roasted red pepper hummus, Gouda cheese. I know some people say Gouda, already sliced. A wheel of camembert, 1 apple. That's the nice thing about Aldi. You can buy just 1 apple. And a bunch of green grapes. And again, this was for a total of $27.27. Now, I will be adding some manchego cheese, which I already had in my refrigerator. So let's put together our charcuterie board. I'm going to create the charcuterie on my large cutting board, but I'm going to do the actual cutting of ingredients on this other board. This way, I won't make a mess on my charcuterie board. And the first thing I need to do is cut up this apple, which I have washed. So charcuterie literally means cured meats, but today a charcuterie board includes fruit, crackers, and whatnot in addition to the cured meats. And to stop this apple from turning brown, I need to coat it with lemon juice. This Santa Cruz organic lemon juice is terrific, super convenient, and it's so much better than the stuff that comes in that little yellow bottle. We can set this aside for a moment. When I create a charcuterie board, I like to start with the bowls. So I'm going to put the roasted red pepper hummus in this green bowl. I very often do make my own hummus, but today I'm feeling lazy. So I decided to let Aldi help me out. I will put some Cornichon or gherkins in this white bowl. Normally I include fig preserves on a charcuterie board, but I don't have any. But I do have the homemade strawberry jam that you and I made together. I love that this Gouda is already sliced. Let me know if you have an Aldi in your neck of the woods. Had I bought these ingredients at my local supermarket, I would have paid at least triple. And I know for a fact that if the cheese has not already been cut into at least a few wedges, nobody will touch the cheese. They always want to think that someone has already dug into it. Manchego, one of my favorite cheeses. This is how I like to arrange manchego. I cut it into thin, lengthwise segments like this. And then I turn every other piece in the opposite direction. And you can go right here. And this is prosciutto Italiano. I'm just separating the pieces. I think we can put the prosciutto over here. I just drape it like this. Now the goal is to completely cover this board with edibles. In other words, we should not be able to see the wood at all. So this is a salami collection. We have classico salami, herbs and spices salami, and black pepper salami. It smells wonderful. I'm going to move my strawberry jam over here and place my salami rounds over here. And I'm folding each round in half. I'm folding the herbs and salami rounds into quarters, little triangles. The black pepper salami I will keep as rounds. Running out of room here, but really that's the goal. Now we can add the apple slices. I completely forgot about my basil pesto, which has now thawed. So I'm going to simply take some of this strawberry jam and use it to garnish the camembert. And then I will return the remaining jam to its jar. And we can put the basil pesto in this cocotte. Oh, this is so fragrant. And of course, this is from the basil that you and I grew together from seed. And now we have just enough room for some crackers. You could add nuts to a charcuterie board. You could add chocolate dollops or squares. Really, you can make your charcuterie board uniquely yours. And our charcuterie board is complete. This could count as a whole dinner. And I wanted to mention that when you make a charcuterie board, you might like to leave it out for about 30 minutes to 60 minutes so that the cheese can come to room temperature. I almost forgot the grapes. What are you doing, Avery? Avery cannot resist prosciutto or salami. Now, I like to add the grapes in little clusters. That way, if someone picks up a grape, they will not pick up a huge bunch of them. They will pick up a small bunch. Now, let's see, we got to fit these in somehow. You can go right here. And over here. Now our board is complete. Another way that I make cocktail parties or drinks and nibble parties stress-free is that I make a signature cocktail ahead of time. And the cocktail du jour is Cosmo. I'm going to make it in this pitcher. Now, I broke the beautiful, gracefully shaped pitcher that I've used in previous videos. It was very thin glass. So last night I ordered this pitcher from Amazon. It's a heavier glass. It has a nice shape. And I think it will last a lot longer than my other pitcher did. Lime juice. Yeah, I think a Cosmo is perfect for a late summer cocktail party. Speaking of which, I told you we were going to have our party outdoors in the garden. The sky has turned very dark and looks threatening. We are going to have a storm. I think I can predict the weather based on when I want to entertain outdoors. It always rains. Well, we can start with 2 limes, and if we need to add more, we will. Now, I need a splash of orange liqueur. You could use Cointreau here or Grand Marnier. I'm going to use Cointreau. You can see I measure very carefully. Vodka, and cranberry juice. I'm not adding ice, at least not yet, because I'm going to let this chill in the refrigerator. But I do want to have a little taste. Oh, it's perfect. Here's the game plan. About 30 minutes before you wish to serve the baked appetizers, preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. The pinwheels need 20 to 25 minutes, and the Zucchini Pizza Bites need, 10 to 12 minutes. And now, of course, it's raining outside, so I will meet you in the parlor. Zucchini Pizza Bite. For something so simple to make, that Zucchini Pizza Bite really packs a punch. Ricotta and spinach puff pastry pinwheel. So the puff pastry is light and flaky, as it always is, and I do love the ricotta and spinach filling. The only thing I would change is to add a speck of nutmeg. Well, it is a good thing that we did not set up our cocktail party outdoors, because the heavens opened and it is now pouring rain. My guests are due here any moment, but I did want to taste of the baked appetizers for you. And again, The printable recipes for the baked appetizers will be in the description box below. Thank you for spending time with me today as we created this stress-free cocktail party. And we made a cocktail. We even shopped at Aldi. I can put a couple of my other videos at the end of this one that you can enjoy between now and my next upload. Until then, please treat yourself well, and I will see you in the next episode. Cheers, friends.